of free sources. Plug in Satanic Talmud at Google. But again, you're probably right, Sherry. This is probably all coming from the top, which is this Catholicism, the Roman Catholic Church. We're probably headed for more Dark Ages, more Inquisitions. I've seen many things that can indicate that the Pope is going to be the top general here, that this is a military hierarchy. Right.
I don't think the Pope's position itself is the Antichrist's role. He's just an arm right now. He's an arm. He's a pawn. A lot of people say, well, the Pope is the Antichrist, and I just don't see it. I don't see it at all.
Well, certainly not Pope John Paul, who's losing his mind and, has 5 bullets pumped in him and can barely stand.
If people want to do some research the Black Pope. That's the real power position behind the regular Pope. The white Pope is the Black Pope.
Now, is that the one that's coming next, or?
No, that is the one that runs the power behind the scenes. You know how Cheney runs the power behind Bush?
Yeah.
The Black Pope runs the power behind the white Pope. And that is literally Satan's seat right there is that Black Pope position. It runs everything. It runs the Talmud, New World Order. It runs the CIA, the Mossad. It runs it all. That one position right there. It's top of the Jesuit order. He is the what do they call it? The chief Jesuit, whatever it's called. And that's who that is.
There's a genuine fight here, folks, between good and evil, whether you believe in Christianity or not. And, my reading indicates that the name of the Father is Yahweh and that the Son is Yahshua.
Right.
That's the more correct names. I'm hoping that my poor grandmother doesn't go to hell for believing it was Jesus, Jesus, But there's a lot of deception and fraud, and hopefully God does judge by the heart, as He says in His Word. Otherwise, we've all got problems.
Well, it certainly does. But the thing is, once you learn somebody's real name, would you keep calling them by the wrong one?
That's a good point.
Would you keep calling somebody mad if somebody corrected you and told you his name was Bill?
Yeah.
Once you know their name. And I say Jesus on this program just because I know most of my crowd is the church crowd. His real name is Yahushua. Yahushua is his real name. That is Jesus' real name. And the reason it's going to become so important is because the Antichrist coming is going to go by the name Jesus.
That thought's occurred to me.
Yeah, he is. He's going to use the name Jesus. And how many in the church are going to fall for this one? You saw the Passion movie come out. Everybody rallying around that, that movie and that name Jesus. And then when they bring in this false Jesus, and it's Satan incarnated as man, he's calling himself Jesus, how many are going to fall for that?
I didn't get to finish this one thought, but again, on Rense.com, they were talking about this luminous plan, and supposedly the plan is to say that documents have been found and that Jesus had this thing from Mary, and they had a love child, and
yeah.
No, I'm serious.
That's it. Yeah, I know that whole agenda line. Yeah.
And this family develops, and supposedly he's going to be from this family. And what's very interesting is the name of the family is Merovingian. Now, that name may sound familiar to you, especially if you've seen Matrix 2 or Matrix 3. I thought that was very interesting. They use that name. It keeps popping up all over the place. Also has something to do with the the Braveheart Scottish line. There's a reason they want you keyed to that name, folks. Right. There's a reason they put that in that movie. The first Matrix movie was a mind control movie from front to end. The rest of them didn't have quite as many mind control trigger cues, but they definitely knew that the kiddies would be watching, and they put things in there.
Right. You know what, Larry, I got about 2 minutes left, and I want to bring up next week's show. Next week's show, I'm going to have Sherman Skolnick. Most of you know him from Cloak and Dagger. And he's going to come on, and we're going to talk about the Bush's involvement with the Brownsville Satanic Massacre in 1984. And it's going to blow you away, 'cause I didn't even know until recently that George Bush Jr. was there and he was involved with it. And so we're going to cover that topic next week and their whole involvement with Skull and Bones, Satanism, and the New World Order. So you don't want to miss it.
Well, Sherry, I want to thank you for inviting me to be on your program tonight.
It was my first show, and I just wanted to go with somebody. I'm comfortable with Larry. Larry's, I've known you for, 2 or 3 years now?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, and we've shared a lot of emails, a lot of laughs, a lot of anger.
A lot of enemies.
You've always been one of my go-to people. I could send you anything. Doesn't faze you.
I hear music.
Okay, so they're going to get ready to wrap up, but I thank everybody for tuning in. Tune in next Friday night at 10 o'clock Eastern, live with Sherry Shriner for Sherman Skolnick.
You have a good weekend.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The cross was a solution, but it rose again.
This is the Reality Radio Network on Telstar 5 Transponder 5 and on the internet at realityradionetwork.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Quayle, and for over 10 years and thousands of hours of radio broadcasts, I've been warning and preparing individuals and families of the great perils that are now upon us by having interviews with some of the more interesting and controversial guests in the country. It benefits you to listen in to my previous radio broadcasts, which are available by subscription to archiveondemand.com or by calling Steve Melching at 260-356-2611. Time is running out. The information you may gain could mean the difference between life and death. So once again, call Steve Melching at 260-356-2611. Hi, this is Steve from the Q-Files. Your family's safety and the protection of your loved ones is your number one concern given the terrorist threats and all the natural disasters and supernatural disasters we seem to be encountering. Now safety is right down the hall in your very own smart room or safe room. You know, your home should be a place where you feel safe and protected. With all the heightened concerns about bioterrorism, nuclear terrorism, and all the different security threats, all of the different concerns with asteroids and earthquakes and earth upheavals, now there's a company that provides you with plans to build your very own affordable, innovative, multi-purpose structure. Now, this is designed to protect you and your family from all emergencies, natural or man-made disasters. Complete building plans and specifications for your smart room are available in convenient PC, CD-ROM format, ready to guide you or your qualified contractor step by step through the construction process. Due to the tremendous demand for the smart room plans and specifications and the increasing threat of global terrorism, Smart Room is now offering their CD for a substantially reduced price of only $19.95 plus shipping. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this used to be a $99.95 CD-ROM, and this is for a limited time only. Now, if you want to order your complete safe room, panic room, building construction plans, you can call them at 1-800-380-1951. 1-800-380-1951. This is the most concise and easy-to-follow plans to absolutely build your shelter in place that anyone has